Hey everybody, Dinah Scott here with Blue Castle IT Solutions. I got a hopefully exciting series of videos here. We're going to be doing a ransomware scenario quiz as part of our videos today. Before I get started on that, real quick, head over to go.bluecastlet.com if you're interested in learning more about how to protect your business from ransomware or any other kind of IT security concerns. Or you can email us at info@bluecastlet.com, and we want to hear from you. All right, so let's get started. So first off, a shout out to PAX8 for putting together this really nifty kind of ransomware attack scenario, quiz, I guess maybe you would call it. So we're going to work on this together. So it says here, 61% of companies have suffered ransomware attacks in just the past year alone, with 4,000 ransomware attacks occurring daily. So we're gonna, now this is gonna be a multi-parter because obviously it's a branching, depending on my answers, this scenario is gonna take us different places. So today I thought, what better way to start off these videos than to go with the worst case scenario. So I'm pretty much gonna just be choosing the worst case scenario as we go through this. All right. Okay. All right. So your business is hit with a ransomware attack. Do you have a backup solution in place? Actually, before I answer this, it says employee receives a sophisticated phishing email and clicks to a link that unleashes a ransomware attack on your systems, locking down and encrypting files, then demanding a ransom payment. Oof, that's rough. And that is a common way that these kind of ransomware attacks can get through to your company. No company is able to just block all of their employees from email in most cases. And so when your employees have access to email, that is a open door that malicious parties are going to try to exploit. So it makes sense that that's how the ransomware attacks your business. Now, do you have a backup solution in place? Again, I'm going to choose the most negative answer this go around. I'm going to do some future videos where we'll mix up our answers here. No, I do not have a backup solution in place, which also probably indicates that you're not a Blue Castle IT customer. Let's see, no. All right, your office shuts down. Okay, yeah, so that's probably what's going to happen. If you don't have backups and your data becomes ransomware, which means it becomes encrypted by a malicious party and held ransom, which means they're not going to allow you to see your data until you pay, usually in Bitcoin. Yeah, so if your data has been encrypted, you probably can't get much work done. It depends on the kind of business you're in and the kind of data you're maintaining. But if you don't have a backup that you can restore from and your data gets encrypted, it makes sense that your office effectively shuts down. 6 in 10 companies have paid a ransom for a ransomware attack, did so because the cost of paying the ransom was less than the lost productivity caused by the downtime. And that makes sense. All your data gets locked out. You as a business do not have time to scramble around and see what options you have. You don't have a backup. You're probably going to really consider paying the ransom in the hopes that you'll get your data back. That makes sense. All right, let's see. All right, do you pay the ransom? All right, again, I'm going to choose super negative. Like, no, man, we are not paying that ransom. We are going to just figure this out. We'll get our data back somehow. So we don't pay the ransom. No. Business shuts down for 9 days, according to this PAX8 scenario. Okay, so despite costly help from third-party data recovery experts, much valuable business data is irrevocably lost. Business loses customers to its damaged reputation, and I think you're playing the employee in this situation. Your job is on thin ice. 14% of companies that do have a ransomware attack report negative press and bad publicity. I mean, that makes a ton of sense. Do you get backup this time? Now, I think if this scenario actually happened to you, and certainly there are customers who have reached out to us, my company, because they have found themselves in a ransomware scenario and they need help, or they are looking to make sure that something like that never happens again. I highly suggest that you get a backup. But again, for this run through, I'm going to just choose the worst decision, which is no, we're not going to get a backup. We're just going to start everything back over again as if we didn't learn. Oh, hold on a second. I think it's like not giving me as an option, maybe. Oh, there it is. Okay. Ransomware strikes again. So we still didn't do our backup. We haven't really made any changes. We just, worked to get our data back. Somehow we're still functioning as a company throughout all of this. But ransomware comes again. So within 3 months, you were hit with another ransomware attack that breaches your system. Attacks, 5 attacks were experienced on average by businesses that were victims of ransomware in the last year. So just because you manage to maybe work your way through one ransomware attack does not mean like you're checked off a list from those malicious parties. They still have your, contact information. They still know who you are, or it could just be bad luck and another entity tries to take advantage of your loose security. Okay, do you pay the ransom this time? Again, no. I'm just sticking to that negative. We're not paying that. We are not paying that ransom. Oh, come on. There we go. Total cost of business, $150,000. So in this scenario, it's predicting like your business shuts down for 10 days. You lose, the ransom amount is probably 5 to 10 times the ransom amount is the actual cost of downtime. I mean, I don't think this scenario thing is trying to say like, hey, you should pay a ransom. I think generally we want to be in positions where you don't have to pay the ransom, but it is highlighting the fact that this is how much damage it can happen to your business if your data is lost and you're not willing to either pay money or have another solution by which you can recover it. Business loses 20% of customers. You are fired. The person who caused these multiple ransomware attacks. I mean, I think at that point, that makes sense. 1 in 5 customers will not return to a business that has been breached, and 14% of companies that experience a ransomware attack see senior IT staff lose their jobs. That makes a lot of sense. I think this is the end. So, a good backup solution and proper security protection is what a business needs to avoid. Again, that was worst case scenario. I was specifically choosing the worst options. But I thought this was really fascinating to kind of just work through the logic for a company of what they can expect to experience if they're not on the lookout for ransomware and they have no plan in place to protect their company from this kind of security threat. So I'll wrap up here because it's been a longer video than usual. But again, please head over to go.bluecastleIT.com. Reach out to us if any of this piqued your interest, if any of this made you sweat a little bit because you realized you're not protected in any sense of the thing, then please reach out to us. We'd love to speak with you and help get your business situated properly. All right, till next time, we're going to be doing this again, and I'll be choosing some more positive choices, and we'll see where that brings us. All right, thanks everybody.